Hey guys, this is Dalsu at Dalsu Plays. Welcome to the channel. I'm going to be playing a bit of Duskers today, a game that I've just put a couple hours into. It caught my eye on Steam on the strategy section. I'm always on the lookout for new strategy games. And I've been messing around with it and having a pretty good time, so I thought I would do a Let's Play of it. Now, I am going to be playing a little bit blind because, like I said, I've only had about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I did the tutorial and kind of got familiar with some of the mechanics, which I want to show you. Now, Duskers is a game in which you are controlling some drones out in space and exploring different spaceships that you find, looking for scrap metal and fuel and things like that, and trying to put together why the galaxy seems to be empty and unexplored. The story doesn't really start you off with anything to grab hold of, so you kind of got to work your way through it, I imagine. Now, we are going to start a fresh game today and generate the galaxies, the first thing it does. So you have three different views. This is the system view when you start out, and a galaxy view, which I haven't really done any jumping to other star systems yet. I assume that will come a bit later. And then you have the universe view, which is totally blank right now, and I assume plays some role in the future. So I imagine there's quite a bit of exploring to do. Now, in this game, it has quite an interesting mechanic. You are in control of several drones, and you use a kind of console menu to control them as you would like MS-DOS kind of situation. Now, don't let that put you off because it's quite intuitive and easy to use, and you don't need any kind of experience with DOS or anything like that to figure it out. Do play the tutorial, though, because it is a little bit unique. It's not something that you could jump right into if you aren't familiar with this kind of strategy game. I'm thinking that this is the kind of game that rewards a lot of patience and forethought, similar to maybe like FTL or Darkest Dungeons and stuff like that. But I'm going to quit talking now and just jump right into the first mission, which is at this place where we are now called Kadanker 2. We are going to click the board button, and notice that it does not work when you click the buttons. You have to actually use your keyboard. I'm playing the game right now with the light on because I can't find the exact key I need all the times, and my keyboard's not backlit, unfortunately, so you have to use the keyboard to do most of your controls. So you start out with 3 drones, and I believe they are randomly, procedurally generated because they've been different every time I've tried to do this run through. So I have a drone called Jeremy who has something called a lure. I'm not quite sure what that is. This is the first I've encountered it. Also has a trait of being a gatherer, which you can use to actually pick up scrap metal and things that you find. These other drones won't be able to pick up things. Only Jeremy will be able to do that. Nathan has a generator. You always start with a generator drone who can power up doors because sometimes you need to open a door and it doesn't have power, but there'll be an option to turn on the generator and power that door. So that's a very important kind of puzzle element that you have to deal with. The third one I have is called Corey, and he has the tow feature, which allows you to pick up random broken down drones that you find and pull them back into your ship so that you can use them. That's pretty cool. He also has interface. Now, I'm not sure what interface does yet. I haven't quite gotten to that point yet, but I'm hoping we'll figure it out here pretty quickly. Usually you would be able to change your loadout somehow. I assume you get tons of items as the game progresses. Right now we don't have any items, so we don't have any loadout decisions to make, and we're just going to go ahead and board the ship. You get a little flavor message when you board a new ship. So it says, inconclusive scanning, infestation, 0. This is significant. It means there's no enemies because we are on the first mission. I'm not quite sure what hull integrity does for you. And you do get a little piece of the ship's log. I just realized I should probably order these messages. It's unlikely they'll be found in unreadable. Plot a course to intercept. If anyone is out, unreadable. A steady course, but it's tough with these ships drifting. So you're supposed to kind of piece together what happened to the ship, I suppose. It's mostly just for flavor, I think. Okay, so here on the lower right-hand side, you'll see our console menu. Now, this is where you actually tell your drones what to do. You can control the drones manually, and I'll just shift here to the manual view. So now you get the view of the ship's interior as if you were actually a drone yourself. But once you kind of get into the game and you have 6 different rooms with different generators and different things going on, the console does become the kind of easy way to move around and do stuff. So we're going to do a little bit of both because we're just starting out. And as you can see, this is my docking ship where I have docked onto this empty abandoned vessel. So the first thing we have to do is open the door, A1, and all you have to do is type A1. And it opens this door. Okay, so now I'm going to manually assume control of Jeremy, and you just use the arrow keys to move him around. And it looks like we've found our first scrap metal, so we're just going to type gather. It tells you to type gather, but in reality all of the commands can be pretty much accessed with just typing the first letter. So it's not quite as scary as you might think. So there we just gathered that scrap metal. Now don't try to use the WASD keys like you would on a first-person shooter because that will mess up your console commands. Okay, so here's a generator. We do have two doors here, D4 and D3, that are unpowered. They're gray, which means they're unpowered. You can tell the difference with the yellow one here that's powered. So we are going to need to bring in our ship that has a generator on it to do that. But first, let's finish searching the room. And it looks like there's nothing else here, okay? So now I'm going to switch back to the schematics mode, and I'm going to take a look over here and see that my second drone, Nathan, has a generator. So I want him to power up that room here and open the door. So as you can see, this is kind of a puzzle. It actually looks like D4 is already open. I did not notice that until just now. That was not the same way it was in my last game, but it's quite interesting. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this. You just type navigate. In reality, you just type the letter N and it does it for you. Choose the number of the drones. I'm going to choose 2 because that's the one with the generator, and the name of the room, R2. And you press enter, and he will head over there and just kind of sit until you tell him what else to do. So we're going to tell him to generate tour. And he's going to turn on the generator, and now we have access to all the doors and they're all powered. Okay, we're going to go back and assume control of our first drone and go into the second room, which was already open for some reason. And we encounter something here. I think that this is a dead drone, but whenever you encounter something you're not sure about, you just type info and it will tell you. So this is a destroyed drone named Ethan for some reason. The drones all have names. I think the designers put a lot of work into making the drones feel kind of personal, so you get attached to them. We cannot salvage this drone because it is destroyed. As you see here, cannot tow. But what we can do is type swap, and that will give us access to whatever items that the downed drone has. So as you can see here, there's a shield on this drone, which we would be very happy to have, so we're just going to take that. Okay, so now Jeremy has a shield. Now I assume that shield works automatically, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm just learning the game myself. So is there anything else in this room? If we wonder about that, we can just type gather all. Nothing to gather in this room, so we've cleared the second room. Let us open the door to R5 down there and reassume control of Jeremy. Go down into here. I assume we will find some fuel at some point. There's the fuel. Type gather all, and he will just go through this room and get everything. It looks like there is actually no fuel in the pump. Very strange. But we have 2 scrap things we can find here. We'll go ahead and open the door to the last room and clear it, and we'll be done with the mission. Gather all. Open D3. So rather than manually move these guys back, you can just type navigate 1, 2 for these 2 drones that are out here. And the name of your boarding ship is R1 always. So there they go. And we're done with the mission. You just type exit. So there it is. It'll give you a little readout of what you accomplished. We got 4 scrap metal, we survived 1 day, and we got a shield upgrade for Jeremy. So yeah, that was the playthrough, just the first mission. I assume it's going to get very much more complicated than that. And we are going to probably do an entire playthrough of this game. Like I said, I'm really digging it so far, and I'm excited to play it and share it with you guys. And I am trying to play some new games that are a little bit more relevant these days. So if you're interested in this, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that you can get updates when I do the following Let's Plays. and we'll see if we can make it deeper into space. This has been Dalsu at Dalsu Plays. I appreciate you guys joining us, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.